anime review. War. Today we watched Future Diary.
Yeah. For first 4 episodes, as you know, sort of we do.
But the twist here is it was the dub.
I have friends. They just happen to be, well, kind of imaginary. Deus.
Yukiteru. A moment, please. I am amending a finer point of causality.
Sounds like somebody's got a lot on their plate.
Reality benefits from the occasional jolt.
You're not gonna, like, I don't know, spark a war or anything, are you?
You dislike violence? Wheels within wheels, lad. Just you wait and see.
That's the scary part. Not really.
No, it's actually a pretty good dub.
Yeah, it is.
You really get how crazy the bitches in the show are.
CAB, crazy ass bitches.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in a little bit. First episode stars Yuki.
Yukiteru Amano.
Yukiteru, and so he's just a wallflower who writes everything that happens on his phone.
Yeah, indiscriminately enters information that he sees into his diary on his cell phone.
Yeah, never putting himself in it, but always, describing what's happening around him. And he also has a little imaginary friend named the Deus Ex Machina.
God of space and time.
Deus Ex Machina, Lord of Space and Time. That thing we call the universe? That's his baby.
Again with the diary. How does a kid like you have that much to write about?
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm writing a memoir or anything. I just like to jot down the when and where of things, you know? Things like the fact you're lousing up my bed.
And it's like, okay, And so the god decides, hey, here, you now have prognostication on your diary. It tells you the future.
Future diary.
And so he's like, hey, I'm gonna get a bullseye on my dartboard, and hey, I know all the answers to my math test, and oh, hey, I'm going to die?
Yeah. There's a serial killer running around town killing people. And his diary is like, oh no, I'm gonna die. But then he gets
help from the stalker.
Yeah, his stalker. Crazy stalker trick, Gasai.
We both know you're not going to hurt me. My diary says so. Tends not to be wrong.
Your diary?
Besides, it's not what you think. You don't have any reason to hurt me. He's here.
Who?
The local serial killer, known to the other diary users as Third, Bad Apple.
Third?
He was slated to take you out of the running today with a machete. Good thing I've got the inside track. This baby's specialty is keeping tabs on you. At 6:20 p.m., you're scheduled to die on the 14th floor.
But, I mean, all those entries are about stuff that I do. What the?
Well, it wouldn't be much use to me if it couldn't keep up. I get the relevant details on your future in 10-minute intervals. The diary of future love.
10-minute intervals? This nutjob writes about me in her diary every 10 minutes on the friggin' dot?
Who, helps him get to safety, and then
he kills the guy that was chasing after him by breaking his phone, because the phone is tied to you. If the phone dies, you die, which sucks, because it's an adorable flip phone.
Which is kind of funny, because the show aired just a few years ago. I think it was 2009?
I don't know, the flip phone was probably more iconic than a smartphone, though. That's what I'd have to guess.
But, they're not all phones, because what's-her-face in episode 4, she has a scroll that she does calligraphy on. That's her future diary.
And I'm assuming, well, we'll get to that in a little bit, but... So yeah, he kills him, and then all of a sudden, Deus Ex Machina is like, hey, I invited all of you here because you guys are going to be part of this tournament. Whoever is the last remaining alive becomes my successor.
Yeah, it's lost, except for you get kicked off the island by murder.
Lo, he who weathers the vicious onslaught shall win a throne incomparable. Indeed, he will succeed me, bearing the mantle of space-time as its reborn god. Look around you. 11 only remain. Henceforth, consign mercy to the outlines of your warrior's heart and vie for control of the universe.
And the third had died. And we know who the first and second are, but we don't know who anyone else is.
And we're slowly introduced to them. And the second episode turns out
We meet the ninth and the fifth, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the ninth is this.
Yeah, 9 is this Minane. She's like this crazy batshit blow everything up terrorist lady.
Too late. The name's Uryo Minane, kiddos, alias Ninth. And if third was the appetizer, I'm the main course. Au revoir!
Who loses her eye. So normally I would say she was a pirate because she wears an eye patch, but no, she's Big Boss.
Solid Snake.
No, Big Boss.
Well, Metal Gear Solid is what he's referring to. For anyone who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Big Boss was more of a terrorist than Solid Snake was.
You're not wrong.
Exactly.
But
Metal Gear.
But for general audiences, Solid Snake is what you say.
Yeah. So yeah, she starts blowing up his school, killing indiscriminately.
Yeah, that was pretty. It's like you could tell pretty quick that that escalated quickly. This show is not messing around.
Yeah, we watched the first few episodes on Hulu, and the first one was didn't have a mature audience warning like Attack on Titan did, but every episode after that was like, hey, mature audiences only. And we're like, what?
Including the fourth, which is I think that's the first show we've reviewed so far. There, where you see some tits.
Yeah.
There's boob. There. Yeah, on screen.
Anyways, so yeah, she starts blowing up the school. Boom.
Boom.
And we find one of the cops using his phone, so it's like maybe he has a future diary.
And yeah, he's like a detective who's been chasing down this crazy terrorist lady, Minane.
So is helping Yuki to escape, and decides to go to the other side of the school when they capture him and take him out to get killed.
Yeah, they try to go to the unexplored part of the school to ask, his friends from the past for help, but they offer him up, you're...
And then that pisses off So she set up motion detectors, and Yuno's like, screw it, runs, blows everyone up.
Well, she really doesn't give a fuck.
No, she only cares about Yuki.
End of the line first. Too bad, so sad.
I can't let this happen. Whatever the cost. This is what you all get for selling out my poor Yuki! Anyone who treats my man like a bargaining chip can get blown to hell!
Looks like we've got a loose cannon.
Yeah, really sort of, single-minded in just how dedicated, because, it's revealed that her diary is the diary of future love. Every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes it's basically what he's doing.
Yeah, so, which means that before, because the future diary is what they do is...
it's whatever you're putting into it. That's why his is always what's around him, but never what's going to happen to him, because he never put himself in it. While hers, she was always writing in her diary about his life, and every 10 minutes.
Every 10 minutes on the dot, entering information. Yeah. Oh god, she scares the pee out of me.
So anyways, he basically stabs her in the eye with one of his darts. And the detective comes by, stabs her, and she escapes because she has the escape diary.
Yeah, her diary.
It's basically like every way she can escape out of everywhere is what she writes down. So that's how. her diary worked. And then, yeah, that ends episode 2. Kaboom.
Kaboom. Lots of kaboom.
Then episode 3, Yuki and Yuno are in an amusement park.
Yeah, it's basically like a bit of a cooldown episode because they introduce so much crap right away. It's like, here, we'll sort of do some character building under the guise of, oh, we're using you as bait to draw out this crazy terrorist lady who wants to blow you up.
Hey, let's go on some roller coasters. Hey, let's go into this haunted house. Hey, let's go into a pool so your top can float down the river.
Bad news, my love.
Huh?
My suit's kinda floated away.
Don't worry, I'll get it back.
No! I'm naked. You can't leave me here alone like this.
And then he doesn't want to go to the planetarium even though he likes stars, and she calls him out on it on the Ferris wheel, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't think about that a year ago." Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, yeah, flashback, whatever. Not much really happens except for
The
Minane. She gets captured by
some dude.
this fucking crazy guy with like the mask, eyeball mask is what it looks like.
And then also near the end, he walks into one of the rooms that she has in her house, and oh hey, his parents are there, chopped up.
Well, no, her parents are there.
Oh, her parents.
Are there, chopped up, including a third corpse missing his head. That is a crazy ass plot twist for way later.
Psycho killer.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Fa 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 fa.
Better.
Run
away.
Run away. So yeah, that's the end of episode 3. Hey, my stalker girlfriend's also a psycho killer.
Yeah, go figure. And she tries to just play up all cute. It's actually somewhat of a common archetype in modern anime. I don't know if you've heard of like tsundere and yandere.
Yeah.
Tsundere is like a chick who's like is like a character who's mean at first, but then like they turn out they have a heart of gold sort of thing. Yandere is the opposite, where like so sweet and innocent, but then they turn out to be like a crazy violent person.
And like, last week with basically the group of girls.
Oh, dude, yeah.
But anyways,
Ugh.
so yeah, that's the end of the 3rd episode. 4th episode, the detective drives him out
To go meet this like crazy cultist. They get like a message that this group of religious fanatics have captured Minane the terrorist.
So yeah, they go there and they find out, hey, she's the 6th, and her diary is a scroll.
Yeah, as I said.
Going back a little bit, sorry. So basically, him going into that room basically changed the events of everyone's diary.
Well, yeah, but like none of that gets paid off anywhere in what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Except for
I just mentioned that because, hey, I bet it's going to pay off if we ever continue watching this.
oh god, dude. Yeah.
And so yeah, they meet the 6th. Her scroll is her diary, and it's clairvoyant, so she can see where everything is. But as the crazy guy starts saying, every diary has a weakness. Like Yuki's diary's weakness is nothing is ever written about him. It's always about whatever's around him. And so her diary's weakness is information overload. You put too much information on it, it just screws up.
Yeah, well, yeah, it becomes useless. There's too much there to realistically use. You can't parse it all. Which, yeah, the whole show is just like this big cat and mouse with these 12 random strangers, all competing, and it's pretty intense.
But and then like he gets like the guy that kidnapped Mina or whatever her name is.
Minane.
Yeah, Minane. He's also hypnotizing everyone to act like zombies, I guess.
Well, yeah, it isn't really. Yeah.
It's not really explained in this episode. That's what I would have to guess from watching it, because this episode ends on a huge cliffhanger. It's like, hey, you can either stay with her, and Yuno's like, hey, you can either stay with her or die, or come with me and live.
I'll just use 6th. She'll be my decoy for saving my man.
Something wrong? Vice can't triumph over righteousness.
I don't understand.
Oh, poor dope. You've never met Yuno Gasai.
Time to choose, Yuki.
Choose what?
Stick with me and get out of this alive, or stay with the poor and say goodnight.
What is she?
Better hurry.
Bitch, she's so crazy. That is, like, the single unifying theme for this show is that...
Crazy ass bitches.
Oh, it really is. And... I mean, up until what we've seen so far, Minane, she's probably the craziest. Because she's so just blatantly psycho, but, like, you get the sense that there is a whole pot of crazy stewing underneath that pink hair.
Yeah, the only non-crazy bitch we've run into thus far is the 6th.
Oh, dude, just wait. Just wait.
That's what I was thinking. And
yeah.
The 4th. What am I watching Heaven's Memo Pad again? I don't know, dude. But yes, I like this. This is awesome.
It was, I enjoyed it. Like, it's one of those ones where you watch it because it's so crazy. Like, if you're into horror movies at all, there's that urge to be sort of frightened.
Mm-hmm.
And no joke, scares me. This is the terrifying character.
I have an axe. We should all grab axes. What?
She's got an axe to grind.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, she's gonna kick some axe.
Ha ha ha. She's gonna put on some axe. I don't know.
Oh, come on, like, my puns were so sharp.
But yeah, this is freaky. The dub is on Hulu.
Yeah, it's been out long enough that the dub is,
you can either watch the dub or sub on Hulu.
And some Funimation, which means you can buy it on DVD or Blu-ray.
Yeah, Funimation's not one of those. They're like, hey, we're gonna go out of business. Sorry about that.
No, they've got they're in a pretty good position.
They've got all that Dragon Ball money.
Oh, dude, they do. In fact, like, I don't know if you, like, pay attention to anime news the way I do, but...
No, not really.
Funimation just released a remastered DVD box set of the original Ocean Group dub. Uh-huh. They're calling it the Rock the Dragon edition.
It's over 9,000!
Over 9,000! Yeah.
Considering that meme is directly from the Ocean Group dub.
Yeah. But also because it's Funimation, like, when they decide to actually try on something, the results are usually pretty good. I mean,
I'm not gonna knock the dub of Dragon Ball Z that much, because it isn't that bad.
There were parts of it that were pretty terrible, but overall it was alright.
But in a 270 episode thing, I'm expecting a few voices to be done.
Too bad for you! Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, this was really good.
It was really well made. Good soundtrack. The opening and closing, you didn't have too much to complain about.
No.
I mean, the second opening, which is like, the first episode has its own custom closing bit, which is sort of a, common thing. It's like, oh, this is like the pilot, so it'll be kind of different. Maybe we haven't quite finalized. Or we don't want to show the credits and give stuff away for later.
Yeah.
But, the opening, like, is sort of like goth synth metal, J-pop hybrid.
And you said that the ending was like J new metal.
Well, yeah, it was like Japanese new metal. Which,
Okay.
well, whatever.
Wasn't too bad.
And there isn't much of a soundtrack to remember there. It's mostly come down to
Explosions.
yeah.
This is Michael's. The second episode is Michael Bay's Wet Dream.
It's pretty though.
Yeah.
It's well animated.
Yeah, exactly. Michael Bay's Wet Dream.
Yeah.
Michael Bay has the explosion diary. It basically tells him to put explosions into his things, and it tells him on his cell phone.
It tells like, oh, this explosion will go over way well with audiences.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe I shouldn't put an explosion here.
No.
Nope.
We're making Michael Bay jokes. I think this refuse over.
Yeah.
So yeah, on Hulu, on Funimation.com,
Blu-ray DVD.
Blu-ray DVD from their rightstuff.com internet store. Future Diary. It's pretty sweet and full of crazy shit.
My diary says Moof will review this. Moof will edit this review and put it up on Friday.
Anyways, we'll be back next week with
To end psychological thriller anime month
with one of the best from one of the masters, Perfect Blue.
Oh.
No dice, Ninth.
Fine. Then everybody can go to hell.